11 years, bro. Like, that's not enough for you? The
Okay.
best football in our
As you
generation.
get
That's not enough?
Wagwan family. Once again, we managed to organize another soccer family get together. I'm the guy that's going to be asking some of the questions today, and we have a cast of characters today. Starting from my left, let's go ahead. Nahom.
What's up, people? Up the Chelsea. You know what it is.
Okay, so Chelsea's on the verge of being a calamitous disaster, but we're going to talk about that later. Say what's up, Akan.
What's up, family? Glad to be here.
Okay, so Arsenal is also another one of those teams that has no identity at this point in time.
It's not a
And we
dating
got
show,
another
Con.
guest.
The
We got
guy's
another
like,
guest.
hi, guys.
We got a new guest coming on. Vic, say what's up to the people.
Yo, fam. It's a pleasure to be here, man. Happy to spit some fire, some truth. Let's do
Okay.
this.
Vic is an ardent Barcelona follower. He's normally the one
The
that
CR7
can put
shirt.
that can put.
Allow
Yeah,
it.
it's very contradicting, but you know what? It's a free country. So before we move any further, let's give a shout out to Aiden Peresta. He was on last week. He's on the friend status. Still help us out with our donations. And he has a Real Football Consortium Facebook group. So like I said, we were gonna jump into talking about how Chelsea, Jose Mourinho got the better of Chelsea. Vic, you're the guest, so let's talk about that. Even before the game, there was a little dust up with Lampard and Mourinho. But it seems like Frank Lampard has now been, a little bit emotional on the sideline. He had it out with Klopp, and now it's him versus Mourinho. Do you think Lampard needs a little lesson in touchline behaviors?
Well, I don't know what's going on with him, I know this is his first really big gig. He was at Derby before, as we all know. Me personally, I don't think the guy's fit for the job. I think they did the whole, legend at the club. Let's take over while we set the pieces back in tune, back into pieces. I don't know. It looks very blurry. You know what I mean? His behavior on the sidelines, in my opinion, was it's a bit unprofessional, right? Because against Klopp, I remember you're getting thumped by my man's club over there, and you're very emotional. Just take it to the chin. It's not working. Cool. When you're winning, chill. When you're losing, chill. He's telling the bench to be quiet, to shut up. And then again with my uncle, which is Jose Mourinho, you know what I mean? You're getting into it. What's going on? Focus on your squad. Focus on the pathetic.
He learned
I
from
don't
the
know what
best.
you're trying to pull out there. The fake me out, tiki taka can't help me. I don't know. Maybe it's the whole Arsenal thing. We want to play the easy ball, easy on the eye. It's not working. It's not working.
So Nahom, in Jose Mourinho's post press conference, they of course they asked him about it, and basically his response was, I was telling him from an old coach to a young coach, like when the players need us, it's when we're losing, right? The last match they were losing 3-0, and Jose Mourinho said he felt sorry for him because he was really sad and quiet in his chair. Do you disagree when Vic said that Lamps is not the man for the job? Are you shake your head in disagreement?
Oh, let's be honest. They said that last year, and we would finish 10th. Where did we finish, N?
Well, I'm 1 point behind Manchester City, behind Man U.
Okay, where did we end up? You guys had a $90 million player. Where did we end up?
You ended up buying a $240 million.
Okay, that's see, it's a very uncomfortable conversation to have when the truth is spoken. But to hear a man that praises Jose Mourinho talk about passion when winning and losing on the bench, are we really talking about the Jose Mourinho that almost tried to hit an old man in a Wenger? Like, are we talking about that same Jose? Are we talking about the Jose a couple months ago as a Tottenham manager? He tried to fight somebody else that was running across his bench. Are we talking about that, Jose? And then we can talk about Klopp. Are we talking about the same manager that ran into the field after Liverpool scored and is hugging Alisson and are we talking about the same? We're talking about passion? Allen Iverson said? We talking about passion? You're joking. But no, I think Lampard is. I think he's still got the player mentality in the back of his head. So I think that's where the passion lies. Me as a manager, and you see me coach, I'm a very passionate guy, so I can't blame him for doing that. But I think it's laughable when a guy that praises Jose Mourinho, who, mind you, Tottenham's been in a shithole for a long time. What place did they finish again?
Fifth or
They have to qualify for Europa League.
They finished in 7th after my uncle rescued them from 14th.
You know why Vick likes Jose?
Okay?
You know why Vick likes Jose? Because an overrated striker by the name of Eto Fitz praises Jose praises him. That's why he's Cameroonian. And one thing about Cameroonians, they're loyal to their people, man. That's why he praises that guy. Jose is a fraud, and he will be sacked before January.
Vic, I think Vic, you're frozen. So if you can turn your video off and then turn it back on again. But Akan, Nahom is saying that Jose is a fraud, but honestly, Jose is box office, right? He is known for, he had a little Lampard dust up. In that same game, he walked away from the entire game because he had to get Eric Dyer off the toilet.
You gotta say Ole bust up too, because he went at Ole the game before.
No, hold on.
That's
and
his personality.
That Nahom talked about the little incident with Arsene Wenger in 2014. The Chelsea medical staff in 2015. He did the 3 fingers. You remember that, Nahom, with the 3 fingers with the Chelsea fan? Yeah. He threw the water bottle when Fellaini had the game winner against Young Boys. He's a entertaining character, but at the end of the day, he got the win.
He knocked off Barcelona at the Camp Nou and ran on the field and pointed to the sky. And they turned the sprinklers on him and tried to get him off the field. Iconic moments. So we know he's passionate, but also let's not forget these are in the Champions League, a competition that he's won before, a competition that Klopp has won before. Frank Lampard has not won Champions League as a coach. He has no resume as a coach, no pedigree, nothing. So, it's okay for Klopp to do these things. It's okay for Mourinho to do these things because they have status in the game as coaches. Lampard's not there yet. So I think he needs to check himself a little bit, fall back. He got fifth place in the league.
It was fourth place.
Fourth place. Okay, fourth place.
Yeah, that's hold on. That's championship place. That's his chief accomplishment. As a coach. So pump the brakes a little bit. Show some respect to Jose Mourinho, his football father. Show some respect to Jurgen Klopp because these guys have status in the game. That's all it really comes down to. Respect your elders.
Yeah. So Vic, let's talk about what happened on the field. They basically got the win. Okay, of course, 1-1. How do you think Jose Mourinho, like his approach to the game? What are your thoughts on the way how he approached the game going against Chelsea in the Carabao Cup?
Okay. Well, listen. I'll be honest. My uncle is not known to play the best football. That's not what it is about. This is a game of results.
Thank you, Vic.
That's what it is. No, it's a game of results. Okay. I told Nahom and many other of his Chelsea constituents that this whole tiki-taka thing that they're trying to do, right? It's not Chelsea. It won't be Chelsea. When I recall with that pathetic, ugly little track that you guys had around Stamford Bridge, okay? You guys never played that type of football. It's not going to work. Lampard is not the one who's going to do it. Now, my uncle, Chelsea played the better football. The easy on the eye stuff. They got
the tiki-taka that you're talking about.
Right, yeah, exactly. Because my uncle is coaching a squad that hasn't won anything since 2008. Okay? Because they did the tiki-taka before. Better than y'all under Pochettino and 1-0 in 5 years. Next. So, and he's trying to change the mentality of the club. Let's focus on efficiency. Let's focus on the basics. Let's work on the mentality. And that's exactly what transpired. Chelsea came, did the whole tiki-taka stuff. my countryman, Timo Werner, opened up his account. Good goal. I can't say anything about the finish. Good finish. They got comfortable in the game. Too comfortable. Didn't put the game away. Lamela slotted it at the death to prolong it to the penalty kick. When I saw that what's his name? When I saw that Lloris was up for it, champion du monde, okay, World Cup winner, against some of these people over there, Chelsea guys. You know what I'm saying? Chelsea guys. I don't know. Mendy, new guy from Rennes. You know, I was even very surprised that he did okay because those bullets in the Prem, they don't play. Those shots are different. Mentality, I think it's starting to seep in a little bit at Spurs. I think they had good motions of play, even though Chelsea dominated. They had their chances where they could have also tied the game earlier, could have maybe taken the lead. But I applaud my uncle because at the end of the day, this is a game about results. We don't care about who had 455 passes and didn't get the results. We don't care about
now, home. There's one player that, even though you guys didn't get the win, the new goalkeeper that you had.
We lost in PKs. Can we highlight
it
that?
It doesn't matter. It does matter.
So
do you think? Hold on, I need to answer.
You're being irrational when you're talking out of passion, not more.
Okay, go ahead, Nahom.
Can I respond real quick, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I have to because this it's preposterous. It's almost like us saying that the Italians care how they won the World Cup in 2006. You think they care that it was on PKs?
I just don't think they were tied to a coaching situation.
It's Italy. Sorry, 4-star.
Who's the Italy coach?
Who cares? They won. That's all that matters. Who cares?
That's what I'm telling you. I don't think it comes down to coaching. I think it came down so just to kind of blow over whatever you're talking about right now, because Chelsea should have buried that game 4-5-1. Hasn't played.
But did they do it?
Jose's style no longer works in football. It's outdated. That's why he's been sacked 4 times in a row.
So Nahom, that means if Jose Mourinho's style doesn't work in football, then it sounds like the level of execution in the game for Chelsea, it wasn't what you guys expected.
No, it was what we expected. We didn't finish our chances. We had 3 one-on-one chances. This is what happens. This is the thing when we talk about Jose and Lampard. They played each other 3 times. Vic, let me ask you a question. How many times did Chelsea won out of those 3?
How many times did Chelsea win out of what?
I'll tell you. No, don't worry. I'll answer for you. We won it twice. League play last year, 2 times we played them. We beat them 2-0, 2-0. Simple. Bang, bang. Chelsea playing the football that we play. Okay?
Yeah. But this is a cup game, is it not?
Bro, you can't. We literally have. You're talking about a fucking Carabao Cup. That's what you want me to put emphasis in?
Oh, okay. No.
Let me tell you. Did you watch even if you look at, we started a goalie that came 24 hours ago. Literally.
And he did good. Let's not take that away from him.
But what I'm saying is, Chelsea's season will not be made or destroyed based off of a Tuesday. I don't even know we're playing until 2:30.
No,
the games are at 2:45. That's what we're talking about.
No, let me tell you why.
You can't talk. You got to talk in context. You can't say Lampard this. When everything you're saying is about context, we beat them twice. Twice. Okay. Jose's record. Jose has a terrible record at Tottenham.
Okay. Really?
Facts.
Really?
All right. So Akan.
M. Before you continue, please.
Go ahead, Vic. Real quick.
What is Chelsea known for? Why is Chelsea even relevant?
Winning titles.
Okay. Right? Winning titles. Right? You guys just hopped out of another plastic cup. I'm not saying the cup. Cup. I'm going to be the first one to say it, right? But we all know on this platform, on this forum, that you guys are definitely not going to win the Premier League, right? So that's out of the window. You guys are definitely not winning the Champions League. That's out of the window. Okay, so now it remains the plastic cups, right, M? For him to keep his jobs, he needs at least, after 200-some million pounds, win a couple of plastic cups. Is it not right?
Vic.
Okay, hold on.
You guys spend 200. You guys spend 200 on one player. Chelsea has not spent in 2 windows. The moment we spend 200 million, we're supposed to win the league after Liverpool has spent 300 million in the past 3 or 4 years.
Are you guys Chelsea or
That's
are you
not how
So,
football
Akan,
works.
hold on.
Are you guys Chelsea or Leicester?
Let's see if we
You
can
don't
get
just
a
spend money and win tomorrow. I
let's
know
see
you're
if
a
we can get a
Barcelona
word in.
fan, so
Akan,
it's hard
let's see
for
if we
you
can
to
get a word in.
see anything outside of
So,
winning leagues because there's not only 2 teams in the EPL. Welcome to the
And what's
EPL,
up?
my friend.
so Akan, from let's talk about a team that's not spending 200 million.
Loser.
So Tottenham, there's one player that's on Tottenham that has been getting a lot of flack. His name is Dele Alli. It's been a while since we've even heard about him. Is Dele Alli now considered to be Jose Mourinho's next victim?
Does Jose Mourinho have victims?
Hey,
Well,
He's a coach
Well.
that has, he's known for winning trophies and getting the best out of players.
he's been sacked 4 times.
Talk Dele Alli, let's talk Harry Kane, let's talk Samuel Eto'o, let's talk, all the players that have gone on and thrived.
Pogba.
Mourinho historically knows which guys he can get the best out of, and he gets rid of the guys that don't buy in, like every coach does. But when Jose does it, it's a big story. Arteta has done the same thing at Arsenal. Ozil is out, out in the pasture. Guendouzi, but you don't see the stories about them and their division, because that's not what sells papers. But we got to be fair when we're looking at Jose Mourinho. There's a lot of Jose Mourinho haters out there, but let's look at it from a balanced view here. We have to be fair. And Dele Alli, his form has not been great. It wasn't great before Mourinho. Mourinho came in, his form actually improved. We thought Dele is back, but again, his performance has started to dip. So Mourinho made a business decision and got him out of the team. I don't think that's a Mourinho thing. I think it's more a Dele Alli thing. So I hope he can get focused and find his form again, because he's a great player.
Okay, so you mentioned you mentioned a lot of class players there in Jose Mourinho's reign. Let's talk about a team that's.
Hold on, M. Hold on. There's a big difference between what Arteta said about Ozil and what Jose Mourinho says about his players. Did Arteta ever, right, in training, when he knew the media was there, call out a player intentionally, like Jose Mourinho did Paul Pogba?
Probably.
No, I haven't seen it.
Not on record.
Because why it's not on record?
Not that we know of.
Because he probably does it behind closed doors.
Yeah,
okay.
As he should.
It wasn't Varane. It was the Real Madrid center back, Vick. What's his name? The Portuguese boy. The great Pepe.
Pepe.
Does Arteta say Pepe's problem is not Jose Mourinho? It's Varane. To the media, does he say that? No. What is? Hear me out. Hear me out. What is consistent amongst those two? He got sacked from both teams. Why did he get sacked? He lost the dressing room. Period.
You know what? I have to rebuttal M because I will not allow such disrespect of my uncle. Okay?
Well, you can't take somebody serious that calls him his uncle. The man's white.
I don't. The only thing I keep on hearing is, "Oh, we don't like the way he plays. We don't like the." Who cares? Do you want the cups or not? Because there are people over there at Old Trafford who've been complaining, and they wish they've been getting cups. They haven't even smelled a cup ever since my uncle left from there. Okay, Real Madrid. They're lucky to have had a coach who grew up.
Well, Real Madrid what?
Hold on.
They won 4 championships.
Are we referring to Champions Leagues?
They're lucky. They're lucky to have a coach.
Lucky to have 4. Hey,
that dominance of Barcelona.
That's blessed.
I think people forget just how dominant Barcelona was during those days. Who else would have done the job? And did he not win La Liga in record amounts of points? Did he not have
Messi at his peak against the peak Messi?
Thank you.
Okay.
So why did he get sacked?
Here's the deal.
Why did he get sacked?
Lampard will get sacked too. Who cares?
This is my.
What do you mean? Who cares? What?
So
4 times. He gets sacked 4 times.
So Vick, This is
Why
what
you get sacked
happens.
4 times, Vic?
I
Why does he
think
keep getting
Why?
top jobs in the game?
so.
Why?
Here's the deal. I think it's
Four
better
times?
if we agree to disagree that Jose
Great
Mourinho
managers don't get sacked, man.
has lovers and
Not
hate.
4 times.
A lot of players get sacked at home.
Name them.
Anybody
No,
can
You're
get
right.
no,
sacked.
name them.
A lot of coaches get
Name a
sacked,
manager
but at
that
the
got
same
sacked four
times,
times.
a lot of coaches
Not
get
Pep
sacked.
Guardiola. Not
A
Klopp.
lot of coaches,
What?
get sacked
Excuse
4
me?
When did Pep
times.
get sacked?
But
Excuse me?
Pep Guardiola was going to get
Excuse
sacked
me?
for Bayern.
When did Pep get sacked? Not
Bayern.
was gonna get sacked. When
Look
did
at
they get
this one.
sacked?
Look at this one.
Bayern, they more or less sacked him.
More or
That's
less.
I call that a gentleman's sack.
okay, thank you guys for listening. So now that we're done talking about Jose Mourinho, right? we spent 20 minutes talking about a game that wasn't even we didn't even talk about the game. We talked about Jose Mourinho the whole time. But let's switch gears. Another game that was played was Liverpool. They played against Arsenal. Akan, this one is going to be posed to you. Quite simply, what happened? It's pretty much what the question is. You have to unmute yourself.
Look, we ran into a top team in Liverpool. Arsenal are a team that are still in the developmental stage. Arteta is new; it's a new job there. We got a few new players, so we're still getting up to speed. Liverpool are a lot further in their development, in their project, and you know they're the champions for a reason, and they showed that. Simple, you know they beat us. They beat us because they're better. It's that simple. I have no excuses. There's nothing
Okay.
else to say there.
All right. So how about Lacazette's performance? Let's get a little bit more specific. So you are a big fan of Lacazette, right?
Look,
So let's
I
what are
love
your thoughts on him?
I love all of our players.
Just so
except
you know, that one-on-one miss that he had, it was when I think he could have tied the game 2-2, and that second one, you never know, it could have been 3-2 at that point.
It was a huge miss at that point in the game. It was 2-1. Lacazette's in on goal. He scores that. It's 2-2. Who knows what happens from there? And that's what you get with a striker like Lacazette. I mean, he's not. For a club like Arsenal, I think we could aim a little bit higher. But Lacazette, is what we had. Jose Mourinho says, look, if you can't go hunting with your dog, you go hunting with your cat. And that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing with Lacazette up top. He's the striker we got now. And, hopefully during the next window, we could get like a Raul Jimenez or a real top-class number 9. And I think we'll really go up a level.
Okay. So Vic, let's kind of put things in perspective for Arsenal. They play Liverpool tomorrow, okay, and then they play Sheffield United, then they play Man City, then they play Leicester, then they play Aston Villa, then they play Leeds. So it's not they're gonna have a tough stretch of game coming up this next couple of rounds. What are your thoughts on just the way how Arsenal is gonna be going forward?
Oh, okay.
Vic, let me answer that. Let me tell you something about Arsenal. We are a counter-attacking team, so I think historically.
Oh no, a counter-attacking team that can't score
against the tougher teams. So
no, a counter-attacking team that can't finish. That's you have to put that in there, because if you could finish, then it would be a different tune.
Well,
and the goal that Lacazette scored was the accident.
Nothing to do with style.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with style. We're a defensive team, and I think we will fare far better against the better teams than we will against lower opposition. We ran into Fulham, which got us a great start. Liverpool, we had chances, right? But our talent let us down. We're not playing Liverpool again in that run, so I'm optimistic about this run, even though it's a tough part of our schedule. Our style should lend us to
prevail. Okay.
Historically, it hasn't. This is my thing about Arsenal fans.
Where
do these expectations come from? Like, to think that Lacazette is out of your range, bro. You haven't played Champions League since Robin van Persie was on your team. Like, you're not a top tier team anymore. Like, you guys are to say, Vic, is it disrespectful to say Lacazette is not an Arsenal level player? Vic, is that disrespectful or not to say Lacazette? Atletico Madrid recruit is not good enough for Arsenal. Hey,
Let them come get their recruit then. I'm sure we'd be willing.
Who are you gonna put up there? Pepe? Pepe can't even make the 11. He's 70 million.
Give us the money and we'll buy. We'll go
buy
get
who? Who can you buy out
Raul
there?
Jimenez. Raul Jimenez.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's a joke.
Yeah, no.
Like, that's your ambition? Like, Jimenez?
Don't get it twisted though. Vic. Jimenez is a good player.
I know he's a good player, M. I won't dispute that, but we're talking about, you guys like to say the Arsenal, right? The Arsenal. Jimenez? Jimenez? You know what I mean? It's just to me, I just feel like, okay, I really like what Arteta did. And I think we all did.
No.
Two trophies in 6 months. Absolutely exquisite. I love it. The face that my guy did during the Community Shield, love it. Against Liverpool in the league, obviously what we've seen, like you said, they were the better team. I didn't expect a different result. However, I do expect Lacazette to slot those away. I do.
Well, he did score.
I do.
By accident.
I mean, he scored. Did you see how he scored? The man in which... Okay. I mean, it was a goal, but
yeah.
Okay.
A goal's a goal.
Vic, when we look at the World Cup, do you remember how the goal scored, or just the fact that they went in? I just want to use your
oh, dude, I'm German. I'm German. You know the answer to that. 4 World Cups, baby.
Yeah. No, I think so. I say this about
Let me
Arsenal,
see your passport.
You know what I mean?
About Arsenal.
You know what I'm saying?
You set your expectations, man. Like me with Chelsea, they can't let me down because my expectations is not too high. We just started spending money. Like, I'm okay with losing to Tottenham in the Carabao Cup. Arsenal fans and our WhatsApp group are cursing each other for losing to Liverpool. like, who do you think you are? Like where are these expectations? I was hearing that they're gonna win the league. I'm like, wait, we're like 35 points away from Liverpool in last season. You were like 45. How do you think in 2 months? Remember, we didn't have a proper preseason. How do you think in 2 months, by signing defenders we don't even know about, that don't even play international football, how do you think, and signing a 33-year-old Willian, you fill that gap, that 45-point gap?
Who said we were filling the gap?
Akan, let's be honest. There was a podcast 3 weeks ago before the season started that had Arsenal finishing as the winners of the league.
Yep.
I
think Ryan said it.
With Arsenal fans, like, how do you make up so many points?
But
I will agree. One thing I will agree with, I like what Arteta's doing at Arsenal. But to think that you're going to get in that realm between City and Liverpool, it's an absolute joke. And to say that you do well against big teams is a joke as well. But I don't think you've won at a big size home in how many years now? I think it's since 2016.
Check Arteta's record in the Premier League last season.
It doesn't matter.
Against the top 6.
Arteta does not define Arsenal. He's been there for a half a season. They're still the same players.
What I'm saying is the record.
Historically, what you say is incorrect.
It's better. Well, let me finish. It's better under Unai Emery. It's better under Arteta than it was under Arsene Wenger. That's the way I'm judging.
That's a different.
Okay, well that's a good start. But enough about the team that didn't win, didn't get any points at all, scored an accidental goal.
Right.
Vic, let's talk about Liverpool. We were looking at the game. We were watching the game. It was very hard for me to find an actual real weakness. The only weakness was, I think, Virgil van Dijk. There was a deflection, and then Robertson accidentally mishit the ball, and then that's how Lacazette scored. Like, everything that they did was on point. Is there a real weakness for Liverpool? They didn't sign anybody except, I think they got Jota, Minimo, and Thiago. Is there any real weakness for Liverpool?
What can I say, man? Die sind einfach zu stark.
That's a football for
you understand? Die sind einfach zu stark. They're too strong. You get me? It's I hate them because they're so good. You understand? Like, I despise them. What they did to my club, right? I want somehow in the perfect world, utopia style, I get my revenge. Okay? When you see them, right? Look at the slaves in midfield. Look at the slavery in midfield, huh? They sacrifice everything, man. Everyone is ready to sacrifice. Against these lads over here, huh? No home.
Hey, my friend, leave us alone,
You
man.
signed
It's not
that
about
bum
us.
for 7 years, right? That bum. My African brother over there hunts him down. 2-0. Everyone is just slaving away. Everyone does their job. Allison, magnificent. Van Dyke like a V12 Benz. You have
Hey,
Thomas, right back, center back. I do it. Trent Alexander whipping in balls with all types of pace from all types of directions. What do you want? What do you want? Robertson with the composure in the box. C'est incroyable. What do you want? I thought, you guys can tell me if I'm wrong. I thought City was going to get their
so
stuff
dramatic.
right, going to challenge. Da 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 da. Gabriel out for a month. Aguero, we don't know when you're coming back.
Mhm.
This thing, in my book, c'est fini. It's done.
All right. Now, home. Let's switch gears and talk about Man City. You touched on a point there, Vic. Jamie Vardy basically single-handedly thrashed Man City. I have it here in my notes that says Leicester City thrashed Man City, but we know the truth. Jamie took them for a hat trick. Nahom, what do you think went wrong in the City locker room? They have a lot of quality players.
I think with City, man, it's the same old issues. They're great in possession. Once they lose possession, it becomes a one-on-one, and they just don't not. They're not very comfortable defending one-on-one. They should have ended the game 3-4-0 in the first half. They were dominating the match. They had control of the game. Kyle Walker, I'm gonna be honest. Like, he's great when he's great, but his mental lapses just cost City. Like, both Mendy and Walker, they create their own issues. Nothing's going on. The ball gets played. He's on the opposite side of the defender, and you just run over the guy. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it was so much that Leicester City played so well. I think it's that City just constant. I think there were 3 PKs in that game, right? Isn't that how Vardy had his hat trick? Was all 3 PKs?
Yeah, look
2
at this.
PKs.
Vardy
It's
had
they
2.
caused
No,
their own.
Vardy had 2, and then there was another one when Vardy came off.
Okay, so City caused their own problems, and then a moment of brilliancy from Madison, who was a top player. But I wouldn't judge City on that game, but it seems like the same old City from last season, where they make just errors when they have to defend. They make errors. Simple, beautiful going forward. Another thing is they lost David Silva. They lost Vincent Kompany. Those are 2 big litters, both on the pitch and off the pitch. So to ask Fernandinho, who doesn't look like he should be playing in the Premier League, and to ask Kevin De Bruyne for leadership, I feel like it's not quite there. And then another issue that they're gonna have as well is the fact that, well, not even an issue. Like, this is how City works. Those guys concede 5, they spend 70 million, bam, and sign a center back. Hey, so it's gonna be. And then one last thing that I think City's biggest issue. They have a lot of luxury players in the midfield, but they don't surround them with. You can't have Rodri, Gundogan, and Kevin De Bruyne in a midfield in the Premier League, because once you turn over the ball, they can't cover the ground that Wanyana, not Wanyana. What's that boy's name?
Robinho.
No, the guy from Liverpool. The Liverpool midfield. All they have to do is cover space when the ball gets lost.
Yeah, because
so they're have to drop back. With City, they don't have that luxury. So once they turn the ball over, the center backs looks. It doesn't matter who they buy. They look so bad because you have 3 players running at you. It doesn't matter who's playing center back.
So Akan, real quick. So Nahom touched on a point that they spent 68 million to be exact, to buy Benfica Ruben Diaz. Apparently they still haven't gotten the company replacement. They tried for Ake. That's not working out as well as they would hope. Do you think it's a panic buy for Ruben Diaz, or do you think it's a company replacement?
Look, if Ruben Diaz turns out to be the second coming of, Sergio Ramos, it's a great buy. If he flops, it's a panic buy. Man City have 2 big issues here. The first issue that they have, and it's been sort of a big problem for a while, is Pep Guardiola's arrogance. The guy thinks he's a little bit better than he is. the team that he picked against Leicester City is just arrogant. You know, coming to Leicester City with Nathan Ake and Eric Garcia as your center back pairing, with Raheem Sterling as a false nine. In your midfield, you have KDB, you have Rodri, and who was it? Gundogan? No Steele, right? Or was it Fernandinho? That's not enough, man. You know, you need to get serious. Respect the league. That's a Carling Cup lineup that he put out there. And, you know, Leicester came in hungry. Jamie Vardy does not play. He ate them for lunch. And Pep Guardiola thought, well, you know, I'm Pep. You know, we're just going tiki-taka. He start, you know, play the football, whatever. And he didn't respect his opponent. And they got punched in the mouth. That's what happened. Also, you know, Nathan Ake he's just not that good of a player for you to just name him in any old team.
So the one thing though that we should kind of recognize, I feel like because they it's the worst performance that they've had in a while. So the way, even though we're trashing them right now, let's be honest. Even though yes, Pep does his little thing where he tries to shift the whole structure of the team, but it is Manchester City, and it's been a while since they had a bad performance like this. Are we jumping the gun here with this one or no?
Absolutely not. Football is about the players. He didn't put the players out there, and look what happened. You know, you saw Pep Guardiola in his first season before they went out and got the superstars in. They used to take hidings like this all the time. You know, we remember Claudio Bravo and those days where, you know, he tried to play out from the back. If Pep does not have the best players, this is what happens. Football is about the players.
What are you saying now?
That was his heaviest loss in the Premier League. I'm trying to figure out how this happens all the time. This is my thing, right? Why are we so critical over Pep Guardiola, but we're not as critical on Jose Mourinho? Like Jose Mourinho this is the thing. Leicester City.
I thought we were done talking about Tottenham.
My thing is this: like, it's in football. I feel like, especially in a podcast setting, I feel like the bias should kind of go out the window. And there's extreme bias when the Akan talks. I love.
There's no bias over here, no. We have to look at. To
say that, like, you would think that Leicester, Man City are just at the bottom of the league the way this man is talking. Like,
no, look. All I'm saying is, I think Pep Guardiola believed his own hype with that type of team.
Leicester City, bro, he won the league back to back.
City, it's hype when you think you can go there with Phil Foden and Raheem Sterling as your false nine and Eric Garcia and Nathan Ake, and think you can compete against a hungry Leicester team like that. Arsene Wenger used to get destroyed for putting out weak teams. I haven't seen anybody criticizing Pep Guardiola's team selection because that was an arrogant team selection.
Okay, so
I don't think team selection matters when you're running into strikers in the box. It doesn't matter who's playing up top. They got one chance on goal in the first half, and they scored, and it was a PK. Like, sometimes I think we put too much emphasis on the manager, and I do agree with you to a bit. I think Phil Foden is a good player, but, like, Bernardo Silva is being disrespected. You know what I'm saying? Like, I honestly believe that. But it's mistakes, it's mental lapses within certain players that are costing them. Eric Garcia does the same thing 2 minutes later that Kyle Walker did, and runs into Vardy again. So I don't think this is a personnel issue in that situation. I think there's mental lapses in the players sometimes, and these things happen.
So
they won the Premier League with Kyle Walker at right back. They didn't win the Premier League with Eric Garcia at center back. Walker is proven, right? Eric Garcia is not.
So Vic,
but they both made the same mistakes.
Hold on, Vic. Let me find out real quick because I'm trying to figure out what went wrong in this game for Manchester City. They were up 1-0. It was a great Mahrez strike. It was amazing. That strike top right with his non-dominant foot in the right, it was straight up in the top corner. The commentator actually said that they needed 2 goalkeepers, and they still probably wouldn't have said that. Why don't you have the lead? Why don't you change your style of play? You know, make it a little bit different when you have the lead. lead. Keep Jamie Vardy in front of you. You know, don't give him that space where he can run in behind you, because everybody and their sisters know that Leicester is playing counterattacking football. Why didn't they change the style a little bit? Is that a Pep thing or is that a player thing?
Oh, 100%, Em. You just said it.
That's a great question, Em.
Tu viens de donner la réponse.
Hating ass niggas, though.
Just give the answer. It's a Pep thing, 100%.
Hate football played
It's
the right way so much.
100% Pep thing. Because look, I remember when Pep was in my beloved south of Germany, the squad he had there was unbelievable. He knew exactly how Madrid was going to come. Khan, do you remember? He knew they were going to counter. He knew it. He knew it. He knew it. What did he do? He was like, "Oh no, I'm not going to change.
Mm-hmm.
You know what, Vic? Just to piss you off, I'm going to put Philippe Lahm in the midfield. What are you going to do to me? Nothing." And he got ran over on the counter against Lyon. What was that? Mr. Einstein? You want to overcomplicate things. You want to show that you're so smart. Fantastic. Leicester comes in. He knows that the league, your league, is absolutely relentless. You're dropping points, valuable points that you're gonna cry about come April, come May. Like as you mentioned, Khan, why is Garcia playing? You don't think Leicester can ball? You don't think they're well set up? Arrogance.
Now,
What's the record against Leicester City?
Hold on. Now, what's so for Pep and Man City?
No, it's
the aura of superiority. It's been skewed a little bit. People are finding chinks in their armor. Do you think that aura of superiority is going to be vanquished in this upcoming season?
Say that one more time.
Do you think Man City has lost the aura of superiority?
I think. Well, how many games have we played in the Premier League so far, Em?
3.
Okay, so it's a bit silly to be asking these type of questions.
So no.
Response: No. Nothing's going on.
Okay. Well, they did. They did have a game.
I'll tell you this, Em. We did a podcast last year this time. I was told that Chelsea would finish 10th. Right? After 3 games, because we lost to United 4-0.
And Arsenal would finish 4th.
Oh, no, not 4th. It was like somewhere around 2nd. So when I hear these guys, I agree to a point. I think Pep overcomplicates a lot of things. But against Leicester City, are we making too much of it? To say they're diminished and he's not doing the right things and he does this. And ask those guys who have in the history of the EPL, who has the highest point total when they won the league. Who was it, Akan?
That's irrelevant.
How's that irrelevant?
And I think Pep Guardiola probably said
it's my turn to talk.
Leicester City with the same tone you just said. Leicester City, just like that. You probably said that in the pregame.
Nothing's going on.
And look what happened.
Okay. Well, Nahom said nothing. It's only 3 games going on. Nothing. It's only 3 games in, so nothing's going on. Okay?
Nothing's going on.
They won. Nothing. They beat Burnley on the bounce in the EFL Cup today. So, it might just be a little blip in the little radar.
But one thing has to stop. The bias of how you guys talk has to stop, man. Like you can't. So let's switch gears. You can't enjoy football on the lenses of just bias. Like how can you hate that beautiful football those guys play?
This is not bias.
They lost the game. So the beautiful football didn't work. Beautiful football didn't work. They lost the game.
Dude.
So hold on. Let's talk about the team. Enough about the team that lost. Again, let's talk about the team that won. Leicester City. They've been doing relatively well. Also another team that's been doing good is Everton. Who do you think is going to finish above who? Everton or Leicester? Vic.
Leicester.
You think Leicester is going to finish above Everton?
For sure.
Okay.
And the reason why I say for sure is not because I have anything against James Rodriguez and that lot and Ancelotti. It's simply because when I look at the level of consistency of Rodgers and how he keeps fit, because I know Everton also a little bit. I know James a little bit from La Liga. I know him. It's coming.
Okay. Akan, what say you?
Leicester
Everton
City.
or Leicester, okay.
Leicester,
You got the
absolutely.
same reason.
They've got a dog up top in Jamie Vardy. I think he's just a little bit further ahead than Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison, who I like. Vardy's just an animal.
And so, well, one could argue that so is
Hold
Richarlison.
on, are you not gonna ask me?
No, I'm saying, well, I'm just expanding on top of the point for Akan. One could argue that Carabao and Richarlison are just as good as Vardy because they have been scored in this season. With regards to this season, they have been scoring relatively consistently. They beat West Ham. I think it was 4-1. Calvert-Lewin had a hat trick, and Richarlison had a goal as well. So it's not like these players are not scoring when you're calling their name. So Vardy scores a hat trick. Yeah, that's fine. Calvert-Lewin scores his hat trick, and then we have Richarlison on top. Who else on Leicester's team is contributing to the whole madness? Yes, man, that's an amazing strike, but
they've got Harvey Barnes who's coming through. They've got James Maddison. I just think top to bottom, they just have a little bit more than Everton has right now. Even though Everton has looked good, I think Leicester have been there before, so I would have to bet on Leicester.
All right, Nahom, what do you think?
So I would have said Leicester, but when Ndidi, I think is probably outside of Vardy. I think Ndidi is probably the most important player at Leicester. He's out for I believe 12 months. So it's hard for me to pick Leicester. I want to say Leicester, but the Ndidi injury, I'm going to say Everton.
Okay.
And I don't know if you guys seen Alan playing in that midfield for Everton. Hey, bon football, man. Bon football. Everton look very exciting to watch right now.
Okay, so let's jump to get some predictions for the games that are coming up in match day 4. Nahom, let's start off with you. Chelsea is going to be playing Crystal Palace. Zaha is playing out of his mind right now. The game is at home, if that means anything, considering there's no fans. How do you predict this game is going to finish?
My heart says 4-1, but my brain says 2-2. Okay. Crystal Palace should have beat was it United? They got cheated. No, wasn't United. They should be undefeated.
Yeah, they beat us 3-1. They beat United 3-1.
Well, they beat you guys, but I think it was they got cheated against somebody recently. I forgot what. No, it was a 1-1 tie against Tottenham. With a handball. So I think we're gonna draw. I don't think we're gonna win that game.
Okay.
We're still finding our flow. We got 8 new players.
200 million, and you're betting.
Doesn't matter, bro.
You want to talk expectations? We had a conversation about expectations.
Go ahead, Akan. What is your prediction?
Come on.
I'm not an idiot like an Arsenal fan that thinks I'm going to win the league because I signed a 40-year-old winger.
Akan, what is your take?
You haven't won the league in 20 years.
Akan, what do you say? Chelsea or Crystal Palace?
That's mean.
I think you got it. I think it'll be 2-1 Crystal Palace.
Of course.
They have the informed strikers and they have the better coach.
Okay.
2-1 Crystal Palace.
Sir Vick, what say you?
I don't know what the scoreline is going to be, but listen, Lampard's going to drop points. Yeah.
Okay. Lampard's going to do this thing again. Nahom, before we move on to the other games, you touched on the point with the handball situation. There has been so many handballs. I can't keep up. I had of course I had the Lindelof versus Crystal Palace. That was I think a week or 2 weeks ago. The Mare, the Manchester United header. There was that handball. There was another one. The third goal that Chelsea scored against. I don't remember who you guys were playing against. Kai Havertz actually handled the ball.
He didn't handle the ball. I don't know how this
And it's so I don't know what the natural position is. Players are kicking the ball intentionally on players' hands. What are your? Let me get your thoughts on what's going on with this handball situation.
First of all, I feel like I'm on a rondo, and I've been in the middle the entire time. I don't like the negative energy that I'm feeling in this podcast. I just want to throw that out there. That's the first thing. No, man, I think it's absolutely ridiculous, man. So the rule apparently is even if it's a deflection and your hand is not in a natural position, which I think a natural position now is a hand behind your head, or rather behind your back, because Eric Dyer, perfect example. Eric Dyer jumps The ball hits someone and hits the back of his arm, and they call after reviewing it on VAR, they called it a handball and gave a PK to, I think it was Palace. No, it wasn't Palace.
Newcastle.
To Newcastle, and even Steve Bruce, who's the manager of Newcastle, came out and said it's absolutely ridiculous. So I think we got to go back to the old rules of like unnatural position. If your hands are to your side, it's an unnatural position. If they're elevated here, it's an unnatural position. And so it's. I don't think I feel sorry for the referees because they look ridiculous because of the new rules that they added. So I'm for VAR as long as we're not changing the rules of the game.
Vic, the referees are just doing their job. They're doing what they were told. Based on the new rules, they are supposed to be calling a handball if the ball touches the player's hand. Like that's the reason why they're in this now.
I think starting this weekend, they just said that the referees are supposed to use more judgment when calling these handballs. So they are changing that rule immediately.
And which are we talking about? The referee on the field, or are we talking about the referee in VAR? Because I think it's dealing with like 7 referees now.
Well, I don't know for sure, but they've seen the complaints and they're trying to do better with that. So I think we're gonna see that called a lot less.
Let's hope so. Let's hope they don't kill this. If they let this continue until the end of the season, I think football is slowly gonna die. Wither away.
It's slowly gonna die. Manchester United is picking up points from it.
No, not on handball. No. Penalties is our specialty. Don't.
Fernandes disappears and then he's
Bruno. Are you mad?
Penalties is our specialty, not handballs. We leave that for you guys. Penalties is where we thrive. Vic, do you have anything to add on the handball?
Man, listen. It's been absolutely ridiculous, as the guys have said already. Some of these calls are just, they're so baffling. That one call against Newcastle versus my uncle, it's just, what do you want? On top of that, I can't really put my trust in British referees anyway. It's not like they get called for major tournaments. They're crap. You add the handball rule, you get this. So they better fix it.
All right. So
one last thing. The English referees already like attention. Like you always know in an English final, the referees have a big implication on the match. Always. So now you give them this handball rule. Those guys are like English referees. Doesn't one of the referees have their name on their boots?
The name title. Their name is engraved.
They're so quick in the first half. There's a one tackle yellow card. It's like, bro, relax. If you watch the Italian league, watch La Liga, and all these other leagues, the referees are a lot more calm and they let the game just go. Where in the English Premier League, they have a name.
We know the referees. We know the referees by name, which shouldn't be happening. We know who Mike Dean is. I know him like he's a player.
All over.
All right, let's jump back into predictions for Leeds United versus City. Who do you think is going to take that one now?
Yo,
remember, Leeds, don't sleep on Leeds. Leeds lost the game 4-3 against Liverpool. So
I'm gonna go. The thing with Leeds is they're very strong and powerful. City struggle against strong and powerful teams, but no. I'll go 3-1 City.
3-1. Akan, what do you think?
Joke.
4-0 City.
Damn, you guys are not giving Leeds no play. Okay. Vic, I know you're going to come through.
They can't defend, bro.
Nah, I think this thing is going to finish like 3-2 City. Like that.
Yeah, I think it's gonna end. It's probably gonna end. Leeds, they're very entertaining going forward, but they are very bad going. Like in the back, they are leaking like a basket. So that's not gonna be good for them. Well, the game of the week, Manchester United is gonna be taking on Vic's uncle. I want to hear what you guys think about that game. Go ahead, Vic. Be honest now. You know how much
he lost to them. He lost to them last season. I don't know why.
So what does that mean? What does that mean?
That means he'll lose again.
Yes.
You think you're gonna finish third again? or fourth,
Well, it's
whatever
possible.
it was. No,
It's
fourth.
possible. Anything is
You think
possible
we're
right
gonna
now.
finish
We're only
fourth?
3 games in. Not
Sky
even
high.
3 games in. We're 2 games in.
You know
We're
what I
two
mean?
games in. We lost one and won one.
If Akan's team could somehow get Awar or even Party Thomas, we wouldn't even be having this freaking conversation. But anyway,
It's coming.
hopefully, please, because
Are you an Arsenal fan too, Vic?
Huh?
You're an Arsenal fan too?
No, I just hate Chelsea.
Like most football fans do.
Yeah, it's just come on, man.
All right. So what do you predict, Vic?
Yo,
everybody hates winners, man.
To be honest, man, I really want my uncle to get a result against United. He's the better coach. In my opinion, overall, he has the better squad, in my opinion. It's just this mentality aspect of Spurs, man.
So you don't think they're going to get it done?
Yeah.
Not Jose's fault, though.
You know, it's like it's always in these big games, it's like this 2-1 thing, this 1-0 loss, these dumb little mistakes. We have Dyer back there.
Okay, so you think they're gonna end up with a L? You think Tottenham's gonna take a L?
Yeah.
Okay. Nahum, what do you say?
First of all, I think it's going to be pure football because Jose is going to sit back the entire match, whether it's at home or away. So it's not exciting at all. I would never tell my kids to watch it. Like,
Van der Beek, Pogba, Bruno, Marcus Rashford.
No, I'm not talking about United. I'm talking about United will try to attack and please fans and people that watch. Jose's going to sit back and try to counterattack. I feel sorry for Tottenham players. Like, they literally have 2 attackers and everybody's behind the ball. Like it's funeral football. But I'll go for a draw because I think you know what? Nah, United are gonna win. Same thing that happened last year is gonna happen this year.
Akan, go ahead.
Well, I think that
don't be a hater again, Akan. You're already a hater on the Chelsea game.
I think it's not hate. We speak facts on this podcast.
Oh yeah.
I think, Mourinho going against a defensive coach like Ole, he usually sits back and he counters in these big games.
Wait, you said a defensive coach like Ole?
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
Ole, we saw Ole in the big games, which United had a lot of success in because he would kill teams on the counter with Marcus Rashford and, Martial and long balls from Pogba. That's how United had success last season. And Jose will know that. So I think, he won't allow United to play to their strengths. So I think you'll see 2 teams sitting back and it'll be a draw, I think. 1-1.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a good response. I guess we're closing out the Premier League, but before we close out the actual podcast, we have to jump.
Tottenham is getting a lot of draws, man.
I know that's what they do. It's a Jose Mourinho team.
All those guys do is draws, man. Too many.
You know what? It's okay. Yeah, we talked about Jose enough. We're not the title list podcast.
Man done like Arsenal and Tottenham.
Vic, let's jump over into your league. Let's jump over to the Catalan. Okay. Messi right now. There are so many things happening in Barcelona. It's like the days of our lives. Bold and the beautiful, young and the restless. Pick one. With regards to Messi, can Messi and Barcelona maintain the right focus and attitude to actually challenge for the title this season, which may very well be his last?
First of all, I don't know what's going on with this negative energy. No, I'm starting to feel it as well.
I told you about that.
Okay. Lionel Messi is going to be Lionel Messi. He just came out, said a couple of things. He wants to be focused. He apologizes for any disruptions, which is crazy because technically he's in jail. Bartomeu didn't let him leave. He wanted to leave. He promised him to let him leave. It didn't happen. Do I love it? No. Do I appreciate having the best player on the globe? Yes. It is what it is. I think we're going to win La Liga. I'm very confident. And the reason why I'm confident is because usually after such a catastrophic result, the team usually responds. I like what I'm seeing. I think we're gonna grow. I think it's gonna get a little better. I see that our arch enemies continue to have these weird injuries with Hazard. Benzema is not getting off his mark. J'adore. I love it. Today, obviously they won, but Vinicius scored. Whatever. As long as they don't get a rhythm going, as long as they drop points here and there, I think we're gonna win La Liga unless we get huge injuries, big injuries. I feel optimistic about the season in La Liga. Europe, not so much.
So Vic, okay, Barcelona is not doing well. I don't know if you noticed. Okay, so their team is not. They have a lot of star players on their team. They still have Gerard Piqué. They have Coutinho's on loan. They have Ansu Fati, Griezmann, Dembele, who might be coming to Manchester United soon. Fingers crossed. But
you don't want that.
It's not working well in Barcelona. Like Real Madrid has asserted themselves as the more dominant club.
Man, look,
it wasn't a great season. Who am I to sit here and tell you guys? We all saw it. It was a catastrophe. We came back from COVID. We didn't do our homework. We got caught with our pants down. We have a lot of new players. They're young, but I think they, Pedri, Trincao, I think they fit. I think they're going to grow. Ousmane Dembele, I don't know. We'll see what happens to him.
Those French guys, man.
Huh?
I said those French guys, man. They play video games and eat popcorn. They don't want to take football serious.
Listen, when you make over $100,000 a week and you come from the banlieue of Paris and those I can't blame them. But back to what you were saying. A lot of players are leaving. The players that we have, I think Coutinho is starting to finally show a little bit of je ne sais quoi, right? Against Villarreal, I liked it. I can't say no. Second season of De Jong, he wasn't too good against Villarreal. Hopefully he grows from that. He's not used to playing in the double pivot, even though he was doing it with a little bit with Koeman in the national team. I don't know what's going on there. Hopefully he grows. Ricky Puig is decided to stay at the club. In my opinion, I think we're going to need him. Koeman thinks not really. Garcia coming to my club. I understand the thought about it. We're thinking like leaving from United. That's what we're thinking. We'll see what happens with that.
Okay.
But I saw the game against Villarreal, and man, the guys are they're looking good. They train every single day, no breaks.
Here's the thing, Suarez. Okay, this is how you guys handle transfers. Suarez got a phone call that lasted less than a minute that said that he is no longer in the plans for Barcelona. Like, that's how you guys handle a player that Messi considers to be one of the most important players in the club's history. Nahom, do you think, let's talk about the transfers. Like, what can they do to make the right signings? Because apparently they're just crap in the bed right now.
I'm going to be, Vick is talking like the ship isn't sinking. I'm highly surprised. Barcelona's in a hot mess. Okay, they played one game against Villarreal. Villarreal with like 7 players, and they win 4-0, and they think it's sweet. This is what's gonna happen, man. You sell Luis Suarez, right, to your rival, Atletico Madrid, for what, 3-point-something million? I heard it was. Was it a loan deal?
No, it wasn't a loan.
They sold him.
And he scored a hat-trick.
They sold him $3.9 million. The club is a mess, man. They're playing a 4-2-3-1 and putting Messi up top. They don't even have a striker currently. Like, who's their striker? Memphis Depay? Is that the replacement for Suarez? Coleman, Everton Sack E. That's who you're hopeful to get you out of the jam. I think the best thing that can happen to Barcelona is they make top 4 in La Liga, because Getafe right now is on a roll. You know what I'm saying? Getafe. Who's in top of the league right now, Vic? Is it Getafe?
Listen, whoever.
No, I just asked a question. It's my turn.
Listen.
I just asked a question.
Listen, no home. Who is at the top right now? It doesn't matter, bro.
Well, it mattered. It mattered.
We played one game.
We said Lampard's getting the sack.
No. We have games yet to play.
Like now, it doesn't matter, huh?
It doesn't matter.
Hey, my friend. So my thing is this, Vic. What you guys did to Luis Suarez is despicable.
Oh yeah.
100%.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You wouldn't say so?
Listen, I don't know why this is surprising you guys. I don't know. Khan, are you surprised? These are Spanish teams.
No, it happens all the time.
Messi, thank you. Listen, this is not.
Hold on.
This is not Eric.
When was the last time it happened at Barcelona?
Excuse me?
When was the last time a legend got dismissed like that at Barcelona?
Amnesia. Those guys at Chelsea.
Who?
When Pep came and he was like he was like Ronaldinho leaves, Deco leaves, Eto'o, I don't need you. When he even gave,
they were in their 30s.
Jersey. When he even gave the jersey of number 9 to Thierry Henry. Are you crazy? Are you mad? The definition of disrespect.
Akan, let me ask you this: is Barcelona making the right signings, and are they selling the correct players?
In terms of the sale, the Luis Suarez sale, I'm okay with it. I think Suarez looked finished last season.
They had a brace yesterday or the day
before. The problem is their signings. They're not signing the right players. They have no real plan.
They signed this U.S. kid. I think he's doing his medical sometime either today or tomorrow. Serginho Dest. Yeah.
Serginho Dest. He's an outside back. They need to strengthen their spine. And the problem is that Messi is just tough to build around. So, you got to get the right type of players, and everybody in your organization has to be on the same page to really understand how you need to build the team around Messi. They signed talented guys, Griezmann, Ousmane Dembele, Coutinho, but these are not guys.
Can you mute KG, please?
With Messi. So that's the problem. They're just relying on Messi's greatness, and
all right,
we'll see how far that takes them.
So here's a question. I got a question for you now, Vic. With Messi, quote unquote, he's probably gonna be out at the end of this season. What signing do you think they can do to make that replacement, or what can they do to make the team better next season? Do they have what it takes now, or do they need more?
The ship is sinking, Em.
Yo,
I know, but I'm trying to help him out.
I don't understand what's going on with this level of pessimism. Franchement, I don't know what's going on. Lionel Messi, for him to go somewhere, I don't think it's going to happen. If it was going to happen, it was going to be this summer, because as you guys know, we're going to have elections in March. Actually, there's a ballot out to bring the elections back forward, possibly in December. We're going to have a new president. We're going to have a new coach. It doesn't matter what Koeman does. Most likely, Xavi Hernandez is going to come back, either under Victor Font or Laporta, who comes back. That's what Messi wants. Messi doesn't want too much. He wants a squad that is competitive. He wants people who can compete in Europe. Could the signings be better that we've had so far? Yes.
Okay.
Did we plan it?
That's the first step.
You know what Vic is right now? You know what Vic is right now? Remember in Titanic? When those guys were playing violence and the ship was sinking? That's right now.
That is the first step. That's the first step.
Right? Here's the thing, right? I don't really take people, I can take M seriously because, my grandfather was there, Sir Alex. I can even take Khan a little seriously, the professor, the first 10 years, magnificent. You with your ugly track over there that was revived by my uncle, right? You guys, pardon, please. With that despicable win that you guys had in 20.
Nobody disrespect Chelsea.
No, listen.
The best player in your history said the club is run poorly.
Who?
Nobody has said that about Chelsea. The best player in your history.
Even Lionel.
I want to leave the ship and sing.
The club.
It's embarrassing.
Okay. And with that, our family reunion has come to an end. One more thing. Thank you.
Messi said, yo, Barcelona told Messi The season was over 3 months ago. So the contract doesn't
When is
exist.
the-
What kind of
Vick,
club is
thank
this?
you for coming on. Thank you for being a guest. I appreciate it.
Antics.
Khan, thank you for coming through, stopping by. I'm the guy that tried to ask the questions as best that I could. Thank you for listening. Please leave your thoughts, suggestions, and feedbacks, or any corrections you have in the comment section below. For all things Soccer Family, just check us out on thesoccerfam.com, where you can find our podcasts, our Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, even email. You can help support and subscribe to our project for as little as $1 per month to get exclusive content and also be a part of our family. So we're looking forward to hearing what you have to say, and I hope to get to see you guys at the next family reunion. Little more. Go ahead now. What are you saying? Finish up with
No, I was trying to get on. Still recording. It's still recording.